Hello. In this video, I want to talk about Agentic AI for practical coding. And the agenda is as follows. I want to talk about the shift that's currently happening, about OpenCode, the CLI tool I'm using. Want to give an overview, talk about the architecture, and dive a little bit into the details of the features and give a little demo. Finally, I want to talk about the limitations of the approach and give you some resources that you can get the software. Currently, there's a shift from chat use of large language models towards agentic systems. Traditionally, you pasted code and the AI explains and makes suggestions, and you paste the code manually back into your file, one file at a time, and you give the AI only very limited context. Today, LLMs can have very large context windows, and that allows the AI to get direct access to all of your code base, and it reads all of the files and understands the relationships between entities, and that helps it to make changes autonomously with your approval. You can still check, for instance, the Git commits before pushing them to your real CI. You can run tests, fix bugs, refactor your whole code base. And I think that matters because it's a real productivity boost, at least for me. It helps you to make consistent changes and somehow reproducible results, even though it is hard to get reproducible results with an LLM, that's for sure. The main thing of this video is the introduction of OpenCode. What is OpenCode? OpenCode, it's a command line interface AI agent system that helps you to analyze, modify, extend code bases in an autonomous way. So the AI is making the changes in the files, not you. You're just observing and steering it. Can get it from GitHub. There's the source, and I'll link it in the description. And yeah, it has some features. There's an init command, and it helps you to get all the context into the system. It has refactoring capability, testing capability, bug fixing capability. And here is how it looks. I just open it in an ordinary terminal, but you can also open it within VS Code, sort your editor or terminal of choice. And the main feature maybe, so one of the main aspects is that you switch between modes, and you press the tab button and go into the plan mode, for instance, or all these slash commands are mentioned. So if you want to initialize a project, you can run this init command, or if you start a new session for some reason, then this init command helps the agent, the AI, to understand the whole code base. There's also a deep init command, but no, it's not in the stock variant that comes with my OpenCode, but I'll talk about it in another video. So back to the slides. We have the architecture, which I want to highlight here once more. So I, as a user, interact with the AI system via the command line interface. In the backend, there is an API and it can be your commercial vendor of choice, your local LLM, your API, whatever LLM backend you want to plug in there. There are many options. And under the hood, OpenCode has several extension opportunities. One is the model context protocol. I use OpenCode in combination with many other software tools like GIMP, like Inkscape, like I write my own MCP servers for whatever software I'm interested in, a more automated way of interaction with the AI. Obviously, the language server protocols also help a lot. So, for instance, when a Go file is edited, the Go language server is loaded and helps the AI to produce viable code. Last but not least, there's the agent communication protocol, and is it agent communication? We have to verify. If it's wrong, leave a comment. Anyway, it's meant to support or to integrate the AI into IDEs, and so OpenCode is available for VS Code, for set, for many options out there, and this communication between the agent and the IDE is performant because of this communication protocol. So the features, to highlight them or outline them a little more, you have skills and workflows, and the MCP servers are already talked about, but you can introduce custom skills to OpenCode, and there are ready-made libraries like superpowers. Leave the link to that also in the resources, which extends OpenCode to a real coding agent that produces viable results. There is an agent architecture, and in stock you only have 2 modes with no additional agents, but you can introduce as many specialized agents as you want, and there is task delegation between the agents, meaning that one model with a very large context window, for instance, Mistral with 600 billion parameters or something, is observing the whole code base, structuring the refactoring protocol, and then handing over all the single steps to maybe even a local coding LLM like Quen Next, for instance, with only 30 billion parameters. And yeah, so you can get quite efficient by meaningful orchestration of your tasks. And yeah, there are further features. You control which APIs and which tools are allowed for single agents. You have sandboxing options available. Also provide a Dockerized version of OpenCode, and I think it's good practice, especially for maybe little doubtful users, first to wrap OpenCode into a sandboxed environment where you can try things out. And definitely OpenCode produces, at least at runtime, some mess and some files which need to be cleaned up afterwards, and to avoid to clutter your real file system, it's a good idea to use a container or a virtual machine to make things a little safer, a little encapsulated. yeah, the settings are version controlled if you want, and so you can share it with your organization, with your colleagues, and have the same AI tools available within your team. Sure, the limitations, the API can be costly if it's a commercial one, so be aware. There are occasional errors in the software. It's updating a lot, so if the visual appearance breaks and there are errors appearing in the background, that happens from time to time. It's in active development. Context window is it's a real tuning parameter. You have to think about what model you get away with, and yeah, monitor your cost, especially with APIs. You have to pay per token. Then the best practices is always review your changes. That means for me, for instance, always look at the Git commits, try to understand what the AI is doing. Start small, don't hand over too big tasks to the AI, and maybe break down bigger tasks a little bit by yourself. Document the workflows by noting them in a notepad and then handing it over into the Sisyphus folder, not typing in the chat and losing them all the time and starting over and over again from scratch. And yeah, define your own guardrails in your scripts so the AI won't turn against you. There are all these resources I mentioned. I post them below the video. So OpenCode, the CLI as such, Oh My OpenCode, the extension, I'll show in another video in detail, giving more agents better orchestration, Chrome DevTools for debugging and for browser interaction, superpowers for skill extension, Git MCP, one of the very useful MCP servers I use all the time. And yeah, there is one Docker image providing even a web GUI, but for the people who want to use it just in a sandbox way, in a folder in the CLI, I also published a Dockerized Alpine Linux version, very tiny, very slim, and yeah, I'll also leave the link below, I guess. So I think I'm done. You'll find me at my online sites, and that's it for this video. Thanks.